Most of us gamers have been playing video games for as long as we can remember, but as we're probably all aware, video games that are made for kids aren't actually made by kids. Thanks to this, there are plenty of kids games in which developers took certain character designs a little too far and ended up just scaring the crap out of their target audience. Welcome everybody to It's All Viral, Nemo here, and today we're going to be looking at the top 10 video game creatures that freaked us out as kids. Now for this list, we're going to be focusing on creatures or characters that appear in video games designed and targeted at a young audience that just took it too far in the spooky department. We're running a $200 Amazon gift card giveaway for the entire month of August. All you have to do to enter is like this video, be subscribed, turn on your notifications, and leave a comment on why you want to win it with your Twitter handle attached. I will announce the winner at the end of the month on Twitter. Good luck to everybody that entered our August giveaway, and also if you could do us a favor and turn on your post notifications, all you got to do is click that bell, check that box to get every single It's All Viral at your fingertips as soon as it's uploaded. Kicking off our list at the number 10 spot is the mysterious girl you'll come across in Pokemon X and Y. In Pokemon X and Y, the fans have dubbed simply Elevator Girl. You'll come across Elevator Girl in Lumio City, where she'll be strangely walking around without an animation, leaving her to float around the room in a creepy still motion. If you try to talk to her, she'll only say strange and cryptic things like, "No, you're not the one," and "Don't talk to me. If you do, I won't hear the elevator." The girl plays no part in the actual story and really only serves to creep us out. Now at the number 9 spot is Makuta. Remember Bionicle? Well, if you do, then you surely remember the Bionicle video game released in 2003 that more or less followed the Mask of Light movie that just came out as well. If you manage to get to the very end of this action platformer, you'll have to come to face with Makuta, one of the scariest beings to ever exist, with an E for everyone rating, let alone in a game made by Lego. Not only was Makuta scary, but the whole level itself was just really creepy. If you haven't seen this level before, I do recommend you check it out. It's actually pretty creepy, especially for an E for everyone rating. Times have definitely changed with the rating system because there's no way that that game would get an E rating, especially nowadays. Now at the number 8 spot is Redeads. Now while these creatures appear throughout the whole Zelda series, we're going to stick with the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask versions of them for this list. The Redeads are known for their creepy behavior, often moving very slowly and letting out the terrifying scream in order to freeze their prey before they attack. It doesn't matter how many times you run into a Redead, you'll never get used to it. And do you remember when the Redeads were added to Super Smash Bros. Melee? If you threw a party ball, you just had a slight chance that a Redead would pop out and start attacking people. These things were straight up creepy. Now as we move down the list at the number 7 spot, we have the Bell Tower of Requiem. If you remember the game Zack and Wiki Quest for Barbarossa's treasure, you know the happy, lighthearted, and colorful adventure that you had with it. But there is one character in this point-and-click adventure game that definitely doesn't belong. Once you climb the Bell Tower of Requiem, you'll come face to face with a fountain. This seems innocent enough, but the fountain's eyes will snap open and start spewing blood. Yeah, this is a kid's point-and-click adventure game for the Wii, where a fountain spews blood from its eyes. Now moving right along at the number 6 spot, we have the game CineStar. Now this game was a mainstay at pretty much any good arcade in the 80s. CineStar was a directional shooter where you piloted your spaceship through a great unknown, where you shot down enemy crafts and the main antagonist, the titular CineStar. But do you remember what CineStar looked like and sounded like? This guy was straight terrifying. It was a flying skeletal head who would blow the words at you, "I am CineStar, beware, I live." And then that crazy roar. Yeah, this game made so many kids have to run home and change their underwear back in the 80s. And for that aspect alone, it is extremely deserving for our number 6 spot on this list. Now we're getting down and dirty, guys, with the top 5 video game creatures that freaked us out as kids. At the number 5 spot, here's something that no one expected from a Nintendo game, let alone one as lighthearted as Paper Mario. In Super Paper Mario, released in 2007 for the Wii, there is a character named Mimi who serves as one of the main villains. She appears cute and harmless until threatened, in which case, well, we'll just let you watch this clip. You can hear her neck snaps as she spouts legs and becomes a giant spider-like thing. Oh, but don't worry, this game is rated E. Yeah, okay. So at the number 4 spot is Gigas. The main antagonist of the legendary RPG Earthbound, Gigas is the embodiment of evil who tries to harvest knowledge from humans and upon failing, decides to instead trap all living things in darkness. Now with a tag like embodiment of evil, we can't be surprised at how creepy this guy looks. He's just a formation of clouds that make a strange, deformed face. It doesn't help that during the fight with him, he continues to multiply, eventually looking more like a glitch in the game than an actual character. If so, kudos to you, Nintendo, for making one of the creepiest things to ever haunt my TV screen as a kid. Moving down the list at the number 3 spot is Galam. I know some of you may say Castlevania isn't a kid's game, but come on, everyone played it anyways. It was huge. It was one of the biggest platforming games around, and quite honestly, it still holds up today. Symphony of the Night is often called the best in the series, and there is a character named Galam who appears throughout the franchise, but has a truly terrifying appearance in this one. While Castlevania has a horror vibe to it throughout the series, Galam takes the creepiness to a whole new level. He appears as a giant reptilian creature in armor and is perhaps the hardest boss in the entire game, and by far the scariest enemy perhaps in the entire series. I want you guys to sound off below if you've actually beaten the character Galam. For me, I actually stopped playing Castlevania as a kid because I could not beat this character. Now as we get into the terrible twos, we got Dead Hand from the Legend of Zelda series. Now as a huge fan of the series, I remember going up against this boss like it was yesterday, and I would say this is one of the creepiest bosses in the entire Zelda series. Dead Hand is definitely not something you would expect in a kid's game. After traveling down to the bottom of the well in Kakariko Village, you'll encounter this abomination that's complete with everything needed to give kids nightmares. With creepy hands that grab you from the ground, unsettling movement, and an ugly looking blood-stained body, Dead Hand has become one of the most recognizable characters in the entire Zelda series. But we definitely scratch our heads at how he was approved for this game. And for a game that was released so long ago, this boss is incredibly innovating. And as if the Dead Hand himself wasn't creepy enough, the room you fight him in is made of corpses. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the late 90s E for everyone. At the number 1 spot on our list today is the creepy hidden message from the Sonic CD. Released in 1993, this was another awesome adventure with the blue speedster, but there was a hidden message that a lot of gamers missed, and honestly, I'm glad they did. By pressing down, 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 left, right, A on the title screen, you could access the sound test mode, which was pretty standard for games back in the day. But what wasn't standard for the sound tests of games was a disturbing alteration of the game's main character watching you listen to a series of creepy music and laughter. Look at this video, guys, it is insane. Now this begs the question, why did they have to put this in the game? Now we have some honorable mentions that I do gotta discuss, and they come from the game The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. So the first honorable mention comes from the Von Naboris Divine Beast, and that is none other than the Lightning Blight Ganon. On my very first playthrough of this game, the Lightning Blight Ganon was extremely hard to beat, especially if you only had two-handed weapons. Now this guy was fast as lightning, which is pretty fitting because his name is the Lightning Blight Ganon. The amount of times I raged on my very first playthrough trying to beat this guy was so crazy. I almost broke my Nintendo Switch Pro controller because I was so mad. Now with practically every boss in Nintendo games, they have 3 stages. The first one is where he just bum rushes you like crazy. The next one is when he throws some lightning rods on the ground and you have to use your magnesis to knock him on the ground. And the last one, he just goes psycho again and bum rushes you even more. Now for the last honorable mention, we have the Lionel from Breath of the Wild as well. Now the first time I came across a Lionel in Zora's Domain, I was so freaked out. I think I died about 30 times trying to face this guy and eventually just gave up. This boss is definitely freaky, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Now obviously as you progress through the game, you could farm these Lionels and they become super easy. But if you're new to the game, they sure are scary. And that's not even counting the gold Lionels in Master Mode. Trying to kill a gold Lionel in Master Mode is pretty difficult, but these spoils are well worth it. Guys, that's going to wrap it up with the top 10 video game creatures that freaked us out as kids or adults. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to comment below what you thought of it. Let us know if we missed any game creatures or bosses that should have been on this list. And also guys, if you could do us a huge favor and turn on your post notifications, all you got to do is click that bell, check that box, and you'll get every single It's All Viral video as soon as we upload them. And if you guys would like to submit your ideas for future top 10s, all you gotta do is go to the link in the description, click the link, and we will do our best to cover that as a video. And if you have not already entered our giveaway for the month of August, do that, guys. It is free money, and everybody likes free money. Thank you guys all again for watching the video. Do us a favor, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and until next time, this has been Nemo from It's All Viral. We will see you guys on the next top 10.